Alright, so, yesterday we had big news. A few things I'm going to talk about in the next few videos, I guess. So, let's start off with the biggest being J.K. Simmons has been cast as Jim Gordon. Wow. Just wow. How awesome of a casting choice is that? Now, I'm both really excited, well, I'm in a mixture of excited, confused, and a little disappointed, and I'll get to that in order. First off, let's talk about how amazing that is. Let's talk about how great of a casting choice it is. Granted, I would have gone with Bryan Cranston, but, J.K. Simmons makes it up for a lot better. And, yeah, the dude has played, he's gone from loud and boisterous characters such as, J. Jonah Jameson, and, these kind of dark and really grizzled characters in several crime dramas. So, the guy has, J.K. Simmons has a lot of range, so, yeah, even people who weren't, excited, even big DC fans are like, that's a fucking awesome choice! No, seriously, I've looked on the internet, no one is mad about this casting choice. Some people are kind of disappointed because, there were a few, other choices out there, but really, a lot of people are just like, fuck yeah! It's kind of like everyone, when, It's kind of like when Jeremy Irons was cast as Alfred Pennyworth for Batman v Superman, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, that's not bad." It's not like with the Lex Luthor pick where everyone was just kind of like, "What?" With J.K. Simmons, we're all just like, "Yeah, good pick." You rarely see that. Anyway. So, I'm really excited for this. Now, let's move on to the confused part of, let's talk about the confusion I'm kind of having right now. The confusion being that, well, why is he in Justice League? Why, it would have made a lot more sense if he was in Batman, and you could argue, hey, but, well, there's enough characters in Batman v Superman, but yeah, it would have made more sense because, it's Batman's closest ally, and this is the return of Batman, so wouldn't it make sense that one of his closest friends and allies would return as well, not in a big Justice League movie, because it's the Justice League movie. It's going to focus on the Justice League, so it begs the question of how much of a role is Jim Gordon really going to play in such a movie, Because he, other than, is he just going to stand around? Because I feel like that would be just criminally underrated, to use just such a great actor and use him so sparingly, if they're just going to have Jim Gordon just stand around and be like, Gotham's being attacked by parademons. What do I do? Don't do the Terminator Genesis route, DC. Don't do that. Just don't. Where, they just have this big name actor, and he does jack all through the entire movie. So, yeah, I feel like that's what that's the biggest thing that's worrying me and confusing me is that, he's gonna be in Justice League. Now, how they could do this is, and maybe they'll explain this in Batman v Superman, but the theory I'm going with for why he's being shown here and not in, Batman v Superman is maybe because he's no longer part of the Gotham PD. I mean, obviously they're kind of taking a lot of, Dark Knight Returns for Batman v Superman. They're obviously taking a lot of inspiration from that comic. So, my theory is that maybe Jim Gordon's retired. Because remember, in one of the trailers, Bruce said, 20 years in Gotham, how many people, how many people are good and how many are left? How many people stayed good? So my theory is that Jim Gordon has retired. He's gotten old, he's gotten on in years, and he's just exhausted. He's retired from Gotham PD. He now lives with. I would bet you it would be Sarah Essen. I'd be surprised if it was Barbara. Because again, they're taking a lot of inspiration from Dark Knight Returns. So, yeah, I would be surprised if, well, actually, no. I think, it would probably be that he's divorced Barbara, and now he's, remarried to Sarah. So that could be the case. But I would not put it past him to use Sarah Essen as his current wife, if at all he has one. So, that could be the case, is that, we see a retired Jim Gordon kind of dealing with what's going on in the world as the Justice League is being formed. So, yeah, that's my kind of working theory right now, is that he's just he's just kind of he's just an old man, and he's now being forced to get back into the swing of things, kind of like how Batman is. So yeah, how you could probably do his character throughout Justice League is, yeah, you have him during, I guess, because obviously, yeah, they're probably going to use Darkseid as the villain. So have it that, like, parademons and all this crazy shit from Apocalypse is coming down, and you have, the current Commissioner Gordon, who would probably be Yindel, just overworked and swamped, and then, Gordon comes in, and, he helps. He's like a general at this point. He's like, well, not really a general, but, in the word of, he comes back to Gotham PD upon seeing Batman's return, and he's inspired to go back to the Force to, to help to help Yindel or whoever's in charge there to help take control of the situation in Gotham, because Batman's off being fucking Batman fighting Darkseid and shit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. The better word is I'm hoping they do with him, other than I'm J.K. Simmons' Jim Gordon. What's up? Are you enjoying the movie? Okay, this moment is gone. Bye. I'm also hoping they don't kill him. They don't pull a Dan Turpin and kill him. What I mean is, if you guys have ever seen the Superman animated series, there's a character, Dan Turpin, who there was a invasion from Darkseid, Darkseid's army in Metropolis, and then Darkseid was about to leave. He uses Omega beams, just swirls past Superman and kills Dan Turpin, just one-shots him and just murders him. And Superman just rages out. So, could they do that with Gordon? Like, when Darkseid's being, chased out of Gotham or wherever he's from, he just Omega beams, he just shoots an Omega beam at Batman, then it swirls past him and hits Gordon? That's what I'm also kind of afraid of as well. Anyway, so the one thing that disappoints me, the one tiny thing that disappoints me about this casting choice at all, is that, well, this means we'll probably never get him as J. Jonah Jameson again, which is, yeah, that's kind of sad. It's really sad, but because he's always talked about how much that's like one of his favorite role, if not favorite role, one of his favorite, if not his favorite role in movies, because that he had so much fun with it. And it's kind of funny because a week or so ago, before this casting was announced, a week or so before this casting was announced, he was interviewed, and he's talked about how fans would love to see him, come back to to the Marvel universe and reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson. And he talked about, yeah, I would love to if they called me, and, I'd be more than happy to do that. And I'm not saying he can't, play Jim Gordon and, Jameson at the same time. I'm just saying that would be incredibly hard as hell to do. I mean, we've had Marvel, people who've done Marvel stuff do DC stuff and vice versa. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it would be really difficult, and I don't know if, the scheduling would allow it. That's the big thing, is scheduling. But yeah, and we also don't know how many movies he's signed on once he was cast as Jim Gordon. It could be just for the Justice League movies, because there is 2 of them. Or it could just be he just gets those 2 films and doesn't appear in the Unknown Batman films. But yeah. Anyway, aside from, probably never seeing him as J. Jonah Jameson again, yeah, I am super excited to see him as Jim Gordon. I think he's a fantastic pick, and I could not be more excited for this. This is probably one of the best casting choices, ever in the DC movies. So, yeah. So you guys tell me, what if you can. I don't know. Again, I don't know if anyone can, still do comments, because YouTube is still probably having that comment glitch as of this recording, that is. So I don't know if anyone's going to be able to, how many people, because I have seen people that can comment. But yeah, if you can, just comment below. Let me know, what do you guys think of J.K. Simmons as Jim Gordon? Just yeah. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.